Taurus. Your theme is she said. And then I started hearing this song. When she said, or was that Capable? I like a ring around this sail so that it burns all night. And I pass around that Philly so we could all get high. You know, I once worked with this guy and I called him Philly because his name was Phil. And I went from calling him Phil to filet mignon to Philly. And then I never realized that Philly was a paper. He never told me that, so he must not have known either. There's a flipped up card in this deck, and I don't know why. Might be from the last reading. Healthy choices. Making healthy choices in love and life. Self-love, self-care, being happier. Okay, she said, so somebody wants to tell you something. It's specifically a female or feminine energy because there's male and female and they chose female. I mean, we could be stepping on a female sense in that it's a genuine, loving, feminine energy message. Who knows? Okay, so paradise fell down. Happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness. That's not spelled right. So many of these cards have spelling errors. Oh my God, it's hilarious. They'll just like skip and you try to put the word together. Well, playfulness isn't together and it should be. Oneness, enjoying each other. So that, I think that's like the kind of like the filler, the theme. Like you might have, you obviously know this person. There's happiness, expansion. Like they're trying to tell you that the message, they feel like they're in paradise with you. Oh my gosh, and then look. On the bottom of the deck is palm tree, and there's a palm tree on that card. Okay, I can't help but see the fact that mask is also below it. So this person could have worn a mask with you, okay? And they might never have shown their true feelings. And you know what was really weird? In the sunset yesterday, I don't know why I just looked out my window, but in the sunset yesterday, I couldn't look directly at the sun because it was so fucking bright, but underneath it was like a giant mask in the sky made of clouds. It was kind of fucking freaky. I'm kind of not gonna lie about that. Like it took my breath away when you see something. And so many people that I know wear a mask. Like, I think majority of people out there wear a mask, whether it's a makeup mask, whether it's a cover-up mask, whether it's a sexual preference mask. Like, I believe so many people wear masks because so many people believe that they're not going to be accepted for who they are. Or, you know, like they don't even accept their own choices. Right? Because they think that it's going to be on the contrary something if somebody else's. It's so weird how people are nowadays. It's like, and then the ones that try to be unique spit it so much. It's only because they want other people to follow them. It's like you have to be really strategic on who's real and who's fake. And I believe that a person can tell if another person's fake really fast. It's our intuition. We are all humans. We can read each other, understand each other. We can use telepathy to communicate with each other. There are so many things that we can do as humans, but we just choose not to because out of laziness, ignorance, lack of imagination, lack of character, okay? And lack of confidence, really, right? It's like I feel like so many people don't feel like they've got what it takes, okay? And this stability, security, prominence, growth. I think this person has grown. Okay, I think what this feminine energy wants to tell you is that they've grown and they've removed the mask, and they may not have shown you how much they love you. right? And now, like, this is really weird because I'm going to do a whole video on this of how I lost my family for telling the truth. But there was this time where my stepmother, I mean, she just kept telling, she gloated on how much she loved my sister and I, but she lied and manipulated so much that, like, my sister and I didn't feel any of that love. It was a show for her to tell people how much she loved us. It wasn't really about actual love. And how we know this basically for sure was my sister and I got into a head-on collision when we were on our way to a family pancake breakfast, right? And that's when, like, literally every angle of my family would come, and, like, it was kind of something that my great grandparents did, and then once they died, it was really hard for my grandparents to keep it going because my grandparents are fucking assholes. So they don't want to try like most grandparents do. They just want to sit on their ass, okay, and make up excuses. And we got into a head-on collision, and my sister, like, there was like smoke, and my sister was being pulled out of the vehicle, and all I can remember is calling my dad and being like, we are not going to make it. Courtney just hit an older woman. This was like an 85-year-old woman who failed to look at a stop sign. And we hit her going like fucking 95 miles an hour. It was actually a T-bone. I shouldn't say head on, but for us it was head on because we hit them head on. But for her it was a T-bone. T-bone, it doesn't matter. Anyways, and so the whole family was like freaking out, and my dad was like gonna pass out. So my grandfather was like, okay, I know exactly where they are. I'm gonna drive you because you can't drive. And then my grandmother was like, hey, Cindy, my stepmother, like, are you going? And she's like, no, I'm just gonna stay here. And my aunt from Mount Shasta, who doesn't come around very often because she lives in California and we lived on the East Coast, and she looked at my stepmother and went, you're not going to go to the hospital? And then Cindy was like, well, they're fine. Whitney already called, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so she basically made my stepmother feel so bad that my stepmother got in and drove my grandmother down there. Like, is that love? When somebody gets into an accident, you don't even show up? Is that love? You know, in another sense, my sister's dog died, and my sister's dog was like her baby. It was her son. I don't know if she's ever going to have kids, but she was so telepathically close to this dog. And 6-7 years into their relationship, her ex-husband ran him over in the driveway playing a game over a pile of ice, killed her son, and none of her friends called her. Is that love? No, it's not. It's called other people being massively selfish and saying, I don't know what to say to you, so I'm just not going to say anything at all. Do you know how much I wanted to leave my sister to just think that maybe she needed some time, but something would say, pick up the phone and call her if I was going somewhere, and she always came with me? I mean, she only lived a block. Like, she basically, her backyard was in my backyard, but we couldn't get to our backyard, so I had to walk around the block or drive. Like, and I tried to leave her alone, and something was like, don't. Like, that's, if somebody dies, the last thing that person wants is to be left alone. I know you think that they want to be left alone because your selfishness inside of your head says you don't want to deal with it. That's not love, okay? Something like that could have happened to you. Somebody could have shown you bullshit. And at the same time, though, on a sense of where my stepmother is a pure evil monster, this person could have just not shown you how much they cared about you because they were afraid of loving you, okay? And that's just that's trauma written all over it again. Like, so many of us go through trauma and we have absolutely no fucking idea why we make the decisions that we do. It's because we're under constant stress. And even my stepmother used to go, I don't have anxiety. I don't have stress like you do. That bitch used to have an anxiety attack every fucking time you tried to ask her what the truth was. She'd go into an anxiety mode, run away, start kicking and screaming, and have my father fucking drive her out of the house and go take her to get a drink. Like, that woman was so full of anxiety, and yet pointing the finger at me, telling me that I needed to calm down my anxiety. Okay? Again, a lot of people pointing fingers on things that they need to say to themselves. And the only thing you can do is go, bitch, you better get that finger out of my fucking face. Last time I had to say that was to my boss recently I just worked for. She kept waving her fucking finger in my face, and I go, I'm a 36-year-old woman. You put that finger in my face again, I'm going to snap it off, bitch. This ain't about fucking gotta have respect. This ain't about you being a boss. No boss comes up and rubs their fucking finger in your face. Not a boss that I want to fucking work for. But times have changed. Bosses now fucking ride the old ego trip. I'm on an ego. I got an ego. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't think that you weren't there fucking 5 years ago, 2 seconds ago? But no, you're going to kick the guy when he's on the fucking ground, right? Just to show how superior you are. Again, So many different types of relationships and so many different types of energies come out of people that are inflictively bound to you, and you have no idea why. I don't really know where this reading is going. But, oh, look at kisses. I don't know where these stories come from, honestly. Like I said, I am going to make a video how I lost my entire family, to telling the truth. So there are things that are going to come up that I will say with my family, because my family were assholes. My family did everything you weren't supposed to do and then gloated about it and lied to their friends and their family about it. Okay, this person has genuine love for you, and if they hid themselves, if they hid behind a mask and they didn't show you, the only thing they can do now is prove it. And a lot of people will say their words, a lot of people will talk their shit, and I'll go, yeah, okay, I'll see in a few weeks. I'll see how you are. Like, I know you think that you're gonna fool me with your blah, 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 but at the same time, I'm like, man, I don't trust anybody. So you even think I've got your trust? That just means that I'm fucking doing my job correctly, okay? Like, there's nobody that says that you have to show this person your true feelings. If they wore a mask with you this whole fucking time, okay, there is no goddamn need for you to be like, oh, you took it off now? I'll forgive you. Nope. Make this person sweat it out. And you know what? Honestly, my sister's ex-boyfriend ended up writing and emailing her for 6 months. It went all into her spam. She had no idea. He continually wrote her for over 6 months until she found the emails in her inbox, or in her spam. Okay? When people want to apologize, when people want to say something, trust me, they'll go to a full fucking length to get that message to you. I watched it. I watched that love come true and come through for her when she actually needed it. So trust me, if this person's got a mask and they took it off, but they're blowing you kisses, you'll find out about it. Peace out, Taurus.